Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee with Lisa. I'm Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. It is Sunday, April 18th, 2021. How are you today? I hope each and every one of you are well. If you're new to this podcast, well, welcome. Thank you so much for coming on. Please be sure to check out my website at lisahopp.com and also follow, on my Facebook page under Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. For those of you coming back, for your comments, for your positive feedback through email, I appreciate all of you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. So let's get to today's topic. So I'm a spiritual teacher, life coach. My work does include being connected to heaven. I'm a healing teacher, healing facilitator. I've written books about manifesting your ideal life and different tools that we can use to manifest that life. I'm also a hypnotherapist, and I love doing that to help others. I love all of my work. It's very important to love what you're doing. The more you love what you are doing as far as your income, your vocation, the more it will pay you, the more it will thrive. It's taught to us, many of us, that the only way to increase our income a lot of the time is to work hard, put in overtime. When you need more income, work more, hope that your boss gives you a raise, hope that you never get laid off or fired. And if you do need more income and none of those other things are happening, well, you just get another job. And so there are many people in this world working more than one job just to make what they call, quote, a living. And that is a mindset. That is a belief. And there's nothing necessarily wrong with that belief. It was just taught to them. And so they do what they are taught. Today's topic is about understanding frequency, about understanding your vibration, about understanding how important it is, about how you feel, feeling emotions of love, of joy, of happiness, of loving your job, of loving your home, of loving your life. Even if it isn't all set up the way that you would ask for it to be or you would want it to be. Now, sometimes in my travels of my work, when I take classes and such, when I talk to some clients, I often use examples about manifesting your ideal life, and I often use examples regarding money. And sometimes, I often run into people's discomfort levels about money. They don't want it to be important to them. They don't want to talk about it. They'd rather talk about how to grow spiritually or how to have better relationships, and that is fine. But in all honesty, I would be very surprised if each and every one of you listening to me today was satisfied with what you're manifesting into your life. Isn't there something more that if you could ask for it, you would ask for, if you knew you could get it? Now, some say, well, I would ask for it, but I don't know how I could have it, and I don't know how it could pay enough. I have to buy health insurance. I have to pay for my home. I have to put food on the table, so I can't just do what I love. That isn't true. It is only a belief system. It is only what you have been taught. You were taught it first by your families, then your teachers perhaps, the news, your friends maybe. And when we hear something repetitively, we think it must be the truth. That's why those in history can do what is called gaslighting so much and get away with it. Gaslighting is telling you a lie and repeating it over and over and over again so that you start to believe it's got to be true because you keep hearing it. There's got to be some truth to that. That was a recent issue with our world. I'm hoping that we are getting away from that, but in the last recent years, there have been too many in power that have gone that method, and they're still trying today to tell you a lie over and over and over again with a lot of emotion so that you think, oh yes, it's got to be true. Be very discerning about what is truth and what is not. They used it during World War II times. Hitler's party. And they've used it in other times in history. And it's back. It's back. But as I said, hopefully, we are coming to a time where our energies are changing. They've already started to change. And so, moments in time where fear or anger or tests would cause us to believe such things without investigating, I think we're coming out of that time now. But it has been very powerful. It has been very powerful in its impact. Events that have happened that would only have happened because of gaslighting. So back to the true topic today. I digressed a bit. We are vibrational beings. We are energy. And we are energy inside a physical body. And our energy is eternal. It goes on forever. You have existed for many millennia, and you will exist for many more. There is nothing that can be done to your energy to destroy it. And so many of you listening, and I'm saying the word so a lot today, aren't I? I don't mean it. It's just an early Sunday morning. The ums and the so's are out in great measures today. But what I was saying before is that we live often off of our belief system and not off of our true energy. We live off of our physical life rather than our energetic life. That energy body, that energy, that vibration that is you, that is true you, eternal you, is capable of manifesting whatever it sets its mind to, whatever it would ask for. We're taught to settle. We're taught that, well, someone's starving somewhere, so I shouldn't ask for too much. We're taught to be happy in a job that we hate. Because we're taught, pay the bills and put the food on the table. You are literally made with that energy, in the energy of God. We are all the same energy. We're all connected to each other through energy. That energy that you are is from the source of God. So you can do whatever you desire. and ask for whatever you desire. But our physical selves, our senses, our egos, our beliefs that are given to us, they cause us to believe that we are limited, that we have to settle, that we should be happy with whatever we have at this moment. And many of you, I imagine some, no, I don't want to say many. I'm grabbing my phone because I forgot to get, I forgot to take it out of the room. So if you hear a beep, that would be the phone, but hopefully no one will call. Some of you would say, I'm all right with my life. I'm good. I've got things to be grateful for, and I, don't want to ask, but wait. But I don't want to ask for too much else. But wouldn't you ask for something? Do you have to ask for something more? No. I just want to ask all of you, are you as happy as you could be? Are you as wealthy as you really want to be? Is it that you don't ask because you don't know how? And that's really what's going on? I bet you there is some truth to that. So I want to talk to you about that today, to give you some understanding about the vibrational, energetic being that you are, eternal being that you are, and how it applies to your everyday life. So when you were created from energy. Some would call you a star. I just call energy. Just call you energy. And me energy. And then you decided to up your game and take on a human body, or perhaps another form of existence as well, such as a citizen on another planet, perhaps. No, I wasn't thinking cat and dog. That's its own energy. So you decided to up your game because this world tests us, doesn't it? We have to figure out every single day, have to get over our physical selves, whether it be our tiredness or a condition that we have, or our relationships around us. Every day we have to tackle it. And every day, your human self tries to block up your energetic self, but it's always there because it's who you are eternally. It's always there within you, within that body. And once you shed that body, it will go on, as I said. But sometimes it just whispers. But it's always there, and it's always perfect, and it's always powerful. So what can happen with this? Well, at those times when you're most tested, when you wish to concentrate on what is missing, whether it be money to pay the bills, or friendships, or love, relationships, or the perfect job, I want you at that moment to go within, to center yourself, to just focus on at that moment your inner self, and to connect in to the energetic being that you are. Because that's the reality of what's going on. And at that moment, all you have to do is simply ask for improvement. Now I want to explain another thing. when you ask, you're going to get whatever you line up with as far as frequency. So see within your mind right now, if you will, if you can, or imagine that there are different levels to frequency. Maybe you can see them as different lines, different bars of energy. And let's say you're currently at the energetic bar of 4. You're not down in the, you're not, totally negative. You're not very sad. So you're not at 1 or you're not at 2. You're okay. You're not in a perfectly great mood, but you're okay. So maybe you're at 4, 5, or 6. But what you would want to ask for is at bar 15. You can't ask for what's at bar 15 and get it at bar 4. You can't. So that's why how you feel is so important. You understand? Every time we ask with our emotions, our thoughts, and our words for something to come into our life, it is given. Ask and ye shall receive. But we have to line up with it still. We have to take a step towards it. In emotions, belief, inspired action. And mentally with thoughts. If your number 4 self doesn't feel it's possible to believe in what is at level 15, then you'll never have it. You'll never have it. Excuse me. If you, let's use a simple example. You're driving a car and you've had it for a long time and all the payments are made and it's getting rust around the edges and it's got over 100,000 miles on it, but it's still running. It's mostly reliable. And right now you don't feel you can afford a car payment because you're at level 4. And you also feel that you have to buy a new car, which will bring on that car payment, level 4. And you're sitting across from someone like me and we ask you, what would you ask for if you could, if you knew that you could have it? That you could have whatever you want, and the first thing you go to is, I'd like a new car, or at least a car with less mileage, and maybe it's red. First off, you might say, I just want a car that has less mileage and I know I can trust it more, and then I'll press you. What would you really ask for if you could ask for anything? Oh, if I could ask for anything? Oh, but I can't afford. No. If you could ask for any type of vehicle, any, and it came to you, it wasn't a burden. Like asking for the 3 wishes from a genie. What would you ask for? I'd probably ask for a Maserati then, if I knew I could ask for whatever I want. Good. Very good. So what do you do now to raise up? Because the Maserati is not at level 4. If it were, you'd already have it, right? It's at 15, maybe it's at 20. Depending on where your belief systems are. Where your vibration is for you. How far do you have to go to line up with that Maserati? Well, here's the thing. Your energy and everything around you is energy. And everything, and all that energy around you also travels through you, We're all connected by it, interconnected and connected from the outside. So inside, outside connections, okay? So there's an energy level somewhere that already has arrowed you that contains that Maserati. But your energetic bubble is connected into the car that you already have, and the job you already have, and everything that you already have. And so a Maserati is a wish, isn't it? Just the same as a lottery win is a wish. Excuse me, morning. Just the same as a big trip is a wish. But you see, there's no such thing as wishes. Wishes are, you're not lined up with the frequency of what you're asking for. And so that's why all of those things are wishes. But if you line up with what you're asking for, then all those things are just a reality of your everyday life. So how do you line up? I'll tell you. The emotions. That's why they're so important. So let's say you have asked for the Maserati, and you know it's at a higher frequency. You must begin now to raise your energy, your frequency up to the frequency of the Maserati. And how you do that is to line up your emotions, your thoughts, and your words with the Maserati. You feel that you already have it. You feel that you already have, whether you see it with your eyes or not, you feel that you already have the lifestyle that would allow you to own a Maserati. You walk around wealthy, you walk around healthy, you walk around happy, you walk around secure. You believe that it is yours. Yes, it can sound delusional, but guess what? Guess who does this? All of the wealthiest in the world. They walk around feeling the wealth, and then they had it. And those who have acquired wealth overnight, quote overnight, stardom overnight, lottery wins overnight, all raise their frequency up to the level of that moment. They raised it up. Every single one of them. Because if they hadn't, they wouldn't have won. Or they wouldn't have achieved their goals, their intentions. So, excuse me, you walk around and you're feeling it. And then you raise the gumption to go into the Maserati dealer because you're walking in, remember, like you're wealthy. Perhaps put your best pair of shoes on that day and your best pair of jeans, and you walk into that dealer and you request to test drive that car. And you do it. Now you know what it feels like. And then every morning after that you wake up and you feel and see yourself test driving that car, driving that car, and all the smells and all the senses. And you do it for at least 5 minutes every day. And then you talk. You talk to your friends and you talk to anybody that you want to about how you are in the process of that car. I'm looking for a Maserati. I'm in the process of getting a Maserati. I am, present tense. You don't have to say you have it unless you can pull it off. Meaning you can say, I have a Maserati. If you can handle the laughter, if you can handle the negativity, then do it. Most of the time, though, just say, I am. I am close to the Maserati. I am attaining the Maserati. I'm in the process of receiving the Maserati. You do your visualizations. You walk around feeling wealthy. And you actively do things to bring it to you. So then what happens? If you stick with this day in and day out for as long as it takes, even if it takes years, you are going to have that car. You have to, because if you keep doing it, your frequency will rise up to the frequency of the Maserati. Now, if you give up, won't happen. If you change your mind to decide, I now want a Bentley, won't happen. Then you have to start achieving the Bentley. But if you do this day in and day out, even if you have moments where you slide back into level 4, but you keep going at it again every single day, you will have that Maserati show up. It has to. That's how energy works. That's why they say, and I mean they, not only all the spiritual experts, but even your people in your life know this. And you might have said this as well because you know this. There are things we just know. How often have you heard, be careful what you wish for? You'll get it. How often have you heard, what you put out, you get back? This is what I'm talking about. What you focus on expands. What you focus on is energy, becomes energy, and it comes to you. If you're homeless right now, and you focus on the feeling that you have a home, and you walk around with a home, and you can see all the details. Maybe it's a condo, maybe it is a 5-bedroom home. Whatever it is that you desire, if you walk around every day knowing that it is yours, feeling it is yours, happy as a homeowner, it has to happen. Now, how? The how is not your job. Energy around you and inside of you takes care of the how. All you've got to do is say yes with action when it happens. I was thinking of this again yesterday. It's one of my favorite stories to tell, and I know I probably have told this at least once, twice, or 5 times on these podcasts. There was a time in my life where I was at energetic level, at least briefly, of a 3 or 4, and I felt much lack. Is at a time when I was going through health treatments. And lack had taken over. Feelings and thoughts, and then to experience. So I achieved a car. I had a car that was not my ideal car. It represented the level that I was currently at energetically, not what I truly wanted. But being quite a while ago, by the way, and being a spiritual teacher, I knew that I could manifest my ideal car. So I set about to do it. And I did, and still do today, gratitude letters. I wake up. I prefer to type. Many will tell you to write on a notepad. I would get up every morning and I would write how grateful I was. I am so happy and grateful that I woke up, that I'm getting healthier, what I was grateful for, and what I wanted to have in my life too. So I added in this car that I love. And I knew this car was an SUV, and I knew it had heated seats and all other things that I wanted. And I put that in present tense into my gratitude letter, even though it wasn't in my driveway yet, along with everything else that I was seeing in my life that I was grateful for. See, you blend what you want to manifest with what you already have. And you milk the gratitude in that letter. I love my life. I am so happy. I am so abundant. And then I would visualize. I would visualize actually on my way to work. I would be driving the other car, but I would visualize myself in the car I wanted. Not with my eyes closed, of course, but just allowing myself to smell it and to feel it and just enjoy that ride, even though I was in the other car. So about a year before I did get my ideal card, because I did manifest it, a year before, the car that I was driving needed work. It just needed an oil change. It was simple, normal, routine. So I brought it to a dealer that had my ideal car. And I don't understand why. I do, but let's just say my conscious mind that holds all of my thoughts, all of my perceptions of life on an human level, okay? It doesn't understand this. But for some reason, the dealer, who had plenty of time, said, "We don't want to get to your oil change today. Why don't you take home one of our cars overnight to drive around in?" Guess what the car was? My SUV. I remember saying to someone at the time, laughing about it, I'm like, oh my gosh, you're kidding me. The universe is giving me my dream car. It's letting me borrow it. Is that kind or is it cruel? But here's the thing. I spoke out of error. The universe was showing me it was closer. It was giving me evidence that it was about to arrive, even though it was a year later that it did. So I got the other car back and I'm driving around in it. And then I noticed something. I didn't have to make a point to imagine and know myself in the other car. I started driving the car and naturally started with my naked eyes seeing my ideal car in the car and smelling it and feeling it. I was like, whoa, it's closer. It's closer now. Because I'm not even working at it anymore. I'm not even having to do my affirmations in the car and do my visualizations. My affirmations were, every day, I am in a car I love. It is higher above ground, it is heated seats. I go on long road trips because I love it. I was doing these statements, present statements, in the car that I didn't like. And pretty soon, the other car started to manifest around me without me even visualizing. Yes, isn't that amazing? So then one day, I'm leaving my driveway, and I go down the road, turn the corner widely, stay into my lane just as I do every day, while stating my affirmations. I am abundant. I am receiving unlimited wealth, prosperity, and abundance. I am in a car I love. I am financially free. Bang. Boom. A car runs the stop sign right into me. On my side of the street. So it's head on. No one is harmed. And over the week, the small dent that was there turned into a total. I was able to drive the car, but suddenly I shouldn't drive it anymore. The dealer said, the insurance company said, let us take it for you. Let us bring it to the shop and give you a rental. We feel it would be safer. Don't you want that? We have to total it. Suddenly, yes, we thought we could repair it, but suddenly we want to total it. And then we want to give you more than what the car is worth. We insist. Yep. Adjuster insisted. It's worth what I say it is. By the end of the week, I had my dream car. It's still my dream car today, by the way. And I've upgraded since then. I drive my dream car. And I still feel it is. And I still would upgrade to it. Because I ask myself every once in a while, what's your dream car today? Is it something else? Is it a BMW or an Audi or some other? And I always go back, no. When I go by the dealer, I go, I would get that upgrade if I had to get an upgrade, if I wanted an upgrade. I would still choose what I have today. I'm happy. So it wasn't a wish. It wasn't, if I hit the lottery, I'm going to get that car. Or if I make more money, I will get that car. I just affirmed every day through my gratitude letters and my affirmations and my feelings. I'm in my ideal car. I didn't speak as well about how much I didn't like the car I was in. It knew. It knew that we were dating and it wasn't a love match. I just knew it was all temporary. If you want health, you have to walk around feeling healthy. Feel health. And I know it's difficult because I'm there too. It is so easy to dwell on the diagnosis, on the discomforts. It's human. It's, quote, normal. But the more you can walk around, not focusing on that, but focusing on health, focusing on well-being, focusing on energy, walking around as if you've already achieved it, you will raise up to it, and that's what they call spontaneous healing. People have cured themselves because they've raised their bar up to the spontaneous healing of their condition. They've done it without break, every day, through feelings, words, and thoughts. Same with love relationships. Do you know what you want? Figure out what you want, and then walk around like you already have it. Even if you're currently in a relationship, walk around feeling that you already have it. Now you have to, though, in that case, be open to change. You can't expect another person to change to be your ideal. But can they? Yes. You walk around like you have it, and then you let things play out. And then you get what you requested. It works in every area of life. When you emotionally feel that you've already achieved what you have asked for, it has to come to you. Some would call it natural law, but honestly, it's just the autopilot of the energetic universe. And when it happens, those who are religious among us will say, God granted it to me. Thank you, God. Thank you, God. That's gratitude. And it doesn't matter how you display your gratitude. You can thank energy, you can thank God, you can thank your departed loved ones, you can thank angels, but you should feel thankful. You should say thank you. But all receive what they asked for when they are ready to receive it. So those who get those prayers answered were ready to receive that miracle. They lined up with it. Line up emotionally, mentally, and with conversation about what you want. Talk the game. Live and feel the game of your ideal life. It is a game, you know. Play the game. And when you do, you're going to get that property. You're going to get that hotel or that car or that pass. It has to happen. Now, very briefly, and I mean briefly because it's not the purpose of this podcast today. We should always be in a positive vibration and understand that what we're asking for does not take away from another. But when you wish to take away from another, you will have it come back on you. But those listening to me today, for the most part, are not people that would take from another. So you would say, so let's just say don't worry about playing the game of life and asking for what you want and talking like you already have it. It's not going to come back to bite you unless you're purposefully harming another. If you say, I have to have that other person's husband or wife, well, that's going to come back to bite you. At the very least, it will end up causing you years or any amount of time of human pain, of emotional pain, perhaps even illness, perhaps at the very least frustration, anger, rage. It's everything lower vibration because it's lower vibration. When you say, I must have that person's home, or I just don't care about others, it comes back around to you because it's at a lower vibration. A higher vibration that it brings to you what you want is love for others, caring for others. Yourself put first, believe it or not. Walking around, loving, happy, generous, kind. That will bring you everything that you want in an unlimited universe, and the universe is unlimited. So that is the only thing to think about is do not direct your desires to black and white. It has to be this way or that person, because Number one, the universe wants to send you greater and will only keep you in a lower vibration. Raise your vibration and receive more than you even thought you could imagine. I have to wrap it up. It's been 45 minutes, but I hope that was at least a little clear. If you have any questions about anything you heard today, feel free to email me at serendiharper@verizon.net. If you'd like to be coached in this, there is a coaching program, and you can even add hypnosis under coaching and hypnosis on my website. Schedule an appointment and let me help you to achieve your ideal life. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share. And thank you so much for joining me on this wonderful Sunday. Many blessings. Thank you so much. The website again is lisahub.com. Thank you for joining me.